from across the nation. America's beer distributors, uniting for the 76th annual convention. This is NBWA-TV, direct from Las Vegas, Nevada. For Tuesday, October 1st, 2013.
Hello, I'm Andy Field.
And I'm Tala Hadavi. Welcome to the final day of the 76th annual NBWA Convention and Trade Show. From education seminars to engaging speakers, and certainly the trade show floor.
There is certainly something for everyone here. Now, the beer distribution industry has some great employees, 130,000 in fact, from truck drivers, inventory specialists, graphic artists, and sales teams. They tell stories far and wide about loving their jobs. And 2 are being recognized for sharing their story. Tala Hadavi met them.
Cristie, Tiwari, and Kristin Jones finally made it.
I just did it for the fun of it, to do it. Didn't think we'd actually end up here.
Here is Las Vegas, all the way from Jupiter, Florida.
You know, I've been working with the company for about a year and I love it. The beer industry is just so fun and exciting. It's always evolving.
They entered NBWA's Share Your Story contest in August. NBWA President Craig Purser recognized the winners.
As the winners of this contest, Kristin and Cristie won a trip to be part of NBWA's convention and to learn more about this industry.
Everything from the latest craft beers to the non-traditional products.
I feel like we're more a part of it now and really getting the beer out there and being part of the industry now that we kind of understand it a little more.
I'm going to take all this information and incorporate it to like everybody that we work with, and I know they're all anxious to hear about it. You know, they were such a big part in us even coming here. You know?
It was crazy because everybody in the office was so supportive of when we did the video. They literally came bursting out of every office. Everyone was in the hallway. People were shouting over workstations. You know, they won, they won. It was overwhelming, exciting.
Please join me in congratulating them.
It wasn't just a win for these 2 dynamic women, but for the next generation of distributors. Tala Hadavi, NBWA-TV. Many beer distributorships are multi-generational businesses, baby boomers, Gen X, and Gen Y, all working together. How can you bridge the gap between generations? And how can you better manage your business and employees? And what about younger consumers? As Andy Field explains, it's all about understanding each other.
One last time. Let's get some wisdom here. Let's get some wisdom. Let's get some wisdom. Yes, sir. You must have great wisdom. You have on a tie.
Jason Ryan Dorsey explaining an alien customer group many NBWA members don't understand. 18 to 35-year-olds called Generation Y.
There's about 80 million of us in the U.S., fastest growing generation in the marketplace today, fastest growing generation in the workplace today, least established brand loyalty. There's other speakers walking around talking about how they're disloyal. They just don't get it. You cannot prove loyalty until you've autonomously had the ability to try out a bunch of different things and then prove and choose one above all else. We haven't yet gotten to that place yet.
Jason's known as the Gen Y guy, his best-selling book revealing how and why his generation thinks, lives, and buys. And for baby boomers, the disturbing fact that most Gen Y adults don't really think they're adults till they're 30, including Jason's brother.
When he was 30 years old, my mom was still paying his car insurance. Right? And it's not like I could say something, because then she'd take back her gas card.
Jason told distributors that when it comes to Gen Y, it's time to toss their boomer marketing mentality. Newspaper ads? Never read them. Emails? They just scan the subject line. Other marketing?
We're completely up for grabs. Traditional marketing does not work. Keep your billboard. Might as well stick it in the newspaper.
Gen Y lives online, and distributors can reach them through Twitter and Facebook, and face-to-face.
Number one most important thing missing in this industry is this tagline: as unique as you are. All of your consumers think they're unique. We think we're special, in particular Gen Y millennials. And if we feel like, frankly, consuming your brand makes us like everybody else, we're out.
Jason Ryan Dorsey urging distributors to use that knowledge and create a next-generation market. I'm Andy Field, NBWA-TV.
Not to mangle a famous Mark Twain quote, but the rumors that beer is dead are greatly exaggerated. We went onto the convention floor to hear the conventional wisdom.
I think that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. No, I think the beer business is on the rise, man, especially craft beer.
Yeah, the beer industry is really dead. Just look around in the room with all these people. The beer industry is really dead.
Oh God, no, the beer industry is not dead. It continues to grow, especially the craft beer industry. Huge.
It's not dead. It's going to be going, and living in craft beer is going to go on forever and ever.
Yeah, I think the long term is pretty bullish.
It's about the stories, the histories, the legends, how we began what we started and created.
The relationship's very important for us. We want to have that confidence, that they feel comfortable to come to us, that we can go to them, and that communication line is constantly open.
I mean, beer brings everyone together. That's why we all get together for these great, obviously the NBWA, but everything that we do.
And Long Island at the time when we opened wasn't a big craft scene, so it was a huge local support, you know what I mean, that we got from it.
I love this job. This is the best job I've ever had.
It's been 80 years since the repeal of prohibition. Since then, each state has put laws in place that regulate how we sell, distribute, and drink alcoholic beverages. The Center for Alcohol Policy educates the public and lawmakers about drinking responsibly and common sense state-based regulation. NBWA-TV's Andy Field explains.
There was a time when Americans could not legally purchase alcohol. The 21st Amendment ended prohibition and helped create laws that to this day benefit all Americans.
Well, the 21st Amendment was important because not only did it repeal prohibition, but it also returned control over alcohol policy where it belongs, to state and local governments, who can determine what kind of policies serve the needs of their citizens best.
The book, Toward Liquor Control, outlined how states could safely sell and serve alcohol. The Center for Alcohol Policy republished the book because it's still helping shape policy today.
Literally, it gives the tenets for why alcohol should be controlled at the local level, why states and local jurisdictions are to have the final say as to how alcohol is accessed and how it's distributed.
The book is a blueprint of what an effective system of alcohol regulation could look like, one that balanced public safety and a dynamic marketplace. The authors recognize that alcohol is not like other consumer products and must be treated differently.
One of the really key points is that it's got to be local acceptance and only done through local enforcement.
It's clear that what's acceptable in Nevada isn't necessarily acceptable in Utah. The 21st Amendment and the flexibility in state-based regulation allows those local differences to be taken into account.
And surveys show nearly 80% of Americans favor states regulating alcohol sales. An even greater number believe that states should regulate because alcohol is different than other consumer goods. And most Americans believe the U.S. should not get rid of regulation when it comes to alcohol.
The United Kingdom has been through a long period of alcohol deregulation. They deregulated alcohol to the point where it can be sold virtually anywhere, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And as they deregulated, consumption increased right along with it. Today, they have underage drinking rates that are twice ours. Their hospital admissions due to alcohol have doubled in just 10 years.
Great Britain is now considering alcohol regulations that balance public safety with a competitive marketplace, something already in place here in the U.S.
For those countries or other places in the world that have deregulated alcohol, like the United Kingdom, and made it available, we certainly want to avoid the problems that they have.
To learn more about the Center for Alcohol Policy, please visit them on the web. I'm Andy Field.
From Interval, see you next year in New Orleans.
The Mojo team will be very happy to see you next year in New Orleans.
We are New Way Nutrition, and we'll see you in New Orleans next year.
I'm Fred from New Holland Brewing Company. We'll see you in New Orleans next year. Cheers.
Geloso Beverage Group, we'll see you in New Orleans next year.
Napa Smith Brewery will be in New Orleans next year. As in, we will be in New Orleans next year. Cheers.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Tala Hadabi.
And I'm Andy Field. This has been a terrific 76th annual convention here in Las Vegas. We hope you had a great time and enjoyed some of the stories we've covered here.
We look forward to seeing you in New Orleans for the 77th annual NBWA convention.
You've been watching NBWA-TV from the 76th Annual Convention and Trade Show in Las Vegas.